Hi, I'm Dr. Sandy. I'm a physical therapist here in Urbana, Colorado, and I decided today that I wanted to make a video during this COVID pandemic just to show everybody how we can still cook for our friends and family and maintain a clean, almost sterile technique. The reason it's not sterile is because I'm using regular exam gloves. Sterile gloves are individually wrapped and they are sterile. So this is as clean as we can get. It's a challenge. So many times when we're cooking, we think we're doing the best we can, but we're just not accustomed to the level of cleanliness that we really need, especially during a pandemic. So I thought this might be a great time that I could do it. Today we're going to make peanut butter cupcakes. I found this recipe in this month's issue of All Recipes. And I've laid out the ingredients here. And before I even start, let's go ahead and put the oven on because I don't have to have sterile technique with putting on my oven. So we'll put that on. I'm going to turn it and set it to 375 so that can start to preheat. And let's see, we're going to have flour, baking powder. Flour, I've got 1.5 cups of flour. Let's wash the hands first. See, it's easy to make mistakes. We have to remind ourselves all the time. What are our hands touching? How might that be interacting with the food that I'm preparing? And when you want to practice sterile technique for your friends and family, it's best to start practicing and thinking about every step when you're going to be putting something in the oven first. Because think about it, it's going in the oven. The heat of the oven is really going to kill everything. But that's going to help us to practice and get better and better every time. So it'll be particularly important later when we're frosting these cupcakes. So let's put the gloves on. And I want to think about everything that I'm going to touch. So I've got my cups and my spoons and everything are clean, but perhaps something has come in contact with them. So thinking about all my steps here, what do I need to do first? I'm going to put the flour in, 1.5 cups of flour, baking powder, and there's two teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And 1 cup of brown sugar. 1/2 cup of creamy peanut butter. And I'm just going to put all of this in. Okay. Brown sugar, peanut butter, and applesauce. And here's the applesauce. And that's 3 tablespoons of applesauce. Okay. We're going to mix that together first. So my hands have touched handles, they've touched cups. They're really not perfectly clean. So let's practice and get another set of gloves. Because I'm going to touch those beaters and put them on my mixer. So before I went to physical therapy school, I worked in a bakery for 4 years. I love baking, and I always have. I like to bake for my family, bake for my friends. And we're going to mix this together. Oil, vanilla. Oh, we got to put the oil in there too. That's 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Okay, mix that all up. These gloves are from Sam's Club, and last time I was there last week, they had some in. So you can find them there. Inexpensive. Good, that's mixed up real nice. And if we wanted to have an extra layer between myself and my cooking, I've got a face shield, which we can put on. I use this in the office too with my mask, but let's go ahead and use that. Can you still hear me okay? Man behind the camera, my husband, Dr. Doe, Dr. Tien Doe. Thank you for helping me today. Okay. And then we're going to add the eggs one at a time and keep beating. So I'm not touching any food. Well, I do have the egg. So what am I going to do? Change out that glove, put on another one because I've been touching paper, I've been touching the mixer. There's all these different things that could contaminate the food that we're working with. There we go. And we're mixing those eggs. Buttermilk. And that is 1 cup of buttermilk. I'm going to gradually start putting that in there. When we're cooking for others, we really don't want to lick the ears. We don't want to lick our fingers. None of that is safe or sanitary. I'm just going to shake those off a little bit. Put those in there, get rid of all this. And then we're going to put the little paper cups inside. I'm going to switch out again. If you don't have gloves, I mean, you don't have to have gloves. Just make sure that you're washing your hands with soap and water in between those steps so that everything stays clean. You know, the hardest thing to really prepare with a clean, almost sterile technique are food items that aren't being refrigerated. If you think about going to any gathering, even while maintaining social distancing, the hardest things to keep clean are going to be cold items like salads, fruit salads, vegetable salads, and things like that. So there may be better choices that we could use during this time. I'm going to put these in here. I don't know, some are tinfoil and some are paper. I think I'm going to keep them all paper, just for consistency with cooking and getting done. Okay, so I've got 12 there, and you might not be able to see. Okay, see I'm touching all those other things again. Going through the gloves. Okay, we're going to fill each cup halfway full. Just a little dollop in each one. If you're interested in this face shield, Colorado School of Mines is 3D printing these, and you can find them on make, M-A-K-E, the number 4, covid.co, and they're accepting donations for them. But I think they're really nice for cooking. I kind of like them even for going out because it's not as hot. And you know, if you're going to be in close proximity with people like I am when you're working, we still need to have a face mask on too, really, to be safe. Now I'm going to just clean up that little bit of drip here. So that was makeforcovid.co. If you want a face shield. I embellished mine with some decorations. Okay, and then we're going to go in the oven. Now, if you got gloves on and you're dealing with an oven, remember it's going to melt if it gets hot, so don't touch any hot surface. And we'll put those in for 25 minutes. Let me double check. Let's see here. Ooh, actually, 14 to 16 minutes. All right, and then I'll be back here in just a sec, and we're gonna frost. Okay, so they came out of the oven at 15 minutes. I put a toothpick in there, and it came out clean. So now we're gonna start with the frosting, and I'm gonna begin with washing my hands first. We wanna make sure we give a good 20 seconds of hand washing. So in between the top, fingers. Okay. All right, and we're going to start with first mashing a banana. And it calls for a cup of mashed banana. I like to also clean my surfaces. If you have Clorox wipes, that's great, but for a long time it seemed like we couldn't even find those. They weren't around. So another thing that works really good is to just use a little squirt bottle of isopropyl alcohol, which I keep right here in the kitchen, and I will squirt down my surface before I start to cook, and that needs to sit for several minutes until it dries on its own, and then it's ready to go. Let's measure that. I'll mash this up a little bit more when I get to the big bowl, but it gives me a pretty good idea here. Yep, two bananas, that's about a cup. Still just a hair shy, but I think it's close. So, 'Touch that. That is not as clean as everything that came out of my dishwasher. My dishes come out of the dishwasher, but that thing does not go into it. So I'm going to wash my hands again and get another banana out here. Want hot water, plenty of soap. Seconds is always so much longer than we ever thought it was. Keep our hands clean. I'm going to put just a little bit more banana in here. Bigger bowl now. Where's my other beater? There we go. Okay. squirt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Put that in there, mix all that up. Now lemon juice is going to prevent the banana from turning brown, so it'll keep it a pleasant looking color. And then we want to heat in a 1/2 cup of softened room temperature butter. And mine came out of the fridge a little while ago, so I sliced it up on here so that it would start to get soft. And then we'll just go ahead and drop those in. Okay, I'm going to beat that in. And you want to beat that until it's creamy. It should take about a minute. It looks a little chunky. A nice smooth crust. Believe it or not, we're going to fit 7 cups of powdered sugar in here. That's a lot of powdered sugar. Okay, do a little bit at a time. Okay, so the best way to handle these cupcakes and keep a real clean field is probably to take them out before I put the frosting on. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm just going to set them out and then I'll frost them and then they'll be all set and ready. Contaminating in there. So anyway, here we go. Let's see if it's a little thicker. Oh yeah, look at that. Much better. Okay. So we'll just go around and get each one of these. And they are good to go. Thank you so much for watching my video. Everybody be safe. And enjoy cooking and baking. Okay, thanks so much.